What's up guys, my name is Caleb. I've been using the Acorns app for a little over 5 years now, and today's video is going to be the most comprehensive review on this app that I've ever made. I'm going to overview the entire app for anyone who's getting started or anyone who already uses this platform and just wants to learn a little bit more. I've made several videos on this platform before, but I know it's been a while and there's a lot of new features that I want to show to you guys. So if you're just a beginner or you're very new to investing, then this video is just for you. And by the end of the video, you'll have everything you need to know about this app. Plus, I'll be sharing my top 3 reasons why this app is perfect for beginners and those just getting started with their finances. Now, just a quick 30-second rundown of what this app actually is. It's basically just a platform where you can invest your spare change. It'll round up to the nearest dollar and put that into the stock market. You can also open up a Roth IRA or a retirement account, and it's just a way for you to just passively save money on the side. Now, just pulling up the app here, there's 3 different plans that you can choose from. There is a $3 a month, a $6 a month, and a $12 a month option. Each tier has its own perks, and obviously the more you pay, the more perks you get, and I'll be running through all of these in today's video. So this is the screen that you get when you first open the app. Right now I'm on the bronze tier because I've been on this platform for a super long time and I don't really need all the extra features on the higher ones, but there's 3 main features that are basically the bread and butter of this app. The first is the investing option, and this is where you can just invest into the stock market. You get to choose the type of portfolio you want, how aggressive or passive it's going to be, or how conservative it's going to be if you don't want to take a lot of risk. You can set your roundup options. You can do one-time contributions. Obviously you can withdraw, but you shouldn't be doing that. Now, if I just click onto the roundup settings feature here, this is where you can set up automatic roundups, and basically what will happen is every time you make a purchase, say that your purchase is $4.60, it'll round up to the next dollar, which would be $5, and that'll invest 40 cents on your behalf into this platform. From there, you can actually multiply it, so you can have a 2x, a 3x, or a 10x. So if you want to be really aggressive and really quick about how you save money, these are really good options for you. Now, on top of that, you can also set to where if you buy something that's exactly $4 or exactly $5, what will happen and how much will it invest if it's a even dollar amount. So here I have it set to $1. You can change that to 0 or 50 cents or anything in between. Now, on top of that, we have the recurring investments option. So right here, you can basically choose an amount as low as $5, and you can go all the way up to, I think, $500 on this one. And then you get to choose how often you want to be investing that amount. So you can choose any day of the week, Monday through Friday. You can do daily investing if you want, which is one of my favorite things about this platform. It's one of the only apps that lets you invest daily automatically like this. And then you can also do, once a month or the last day of the month. So you can really do any combination here. You could do $5 a day, you could do $10 a day, you could be doing $20 a week, you could do $50 a month, you could do a $200 a day option if you're a complete psychopath. And on top of that, it'll even show you here kind of the general projection throughout your life as to how much you'll be making if you do these certain amounts. So as you can see here, just by doing, let's see, $5 every Monday, it says that by the time I am age 57, then I will have around $21,000 in growth. $7,800 of that will be my own money that I put in over the next however many years. And then the return will be the $13,000 that you see there towards the bottom. Now, scrolling down on the investment page here, you can actually view your portfolio here. So if I just click on this will basically show like how your portfolio is diversified with the money that you have in. So right now I am on the moderately aggressive portfolio, and so that'll put the vast majority of your money into stocks. I think it's 80%, and then it'll put 20% into bonds, which are far less risk but far less growth. So there's 5 different options you can choose from. There's super conservative, there's moderately conservative, there's like a middle ground, and then you have the moderately aggressive and the super aggressive portfolio. The general rule of thumb here is the younger you are, the more aggressive you want to be if you're saving for retirement or something that's 10 to 20 years out, because that'll allow the most time for growth, and there will be a lot of more violent ups and downs in the market, but over the long term, there has always been a return in the S&P 500 index, which is exactly what the biggest share of this is investing into, the VOO index. This is by Vanguard, and as you can see right here, here's the general graph over the last 5 years. That first little dip at the beginning there is from the COVID pandemic, and then we have another one a couple of years ago as a result of inflation and some other things. Now, if you go back out here, it invests most of this money into large company stocks, then you got international company stocks, and then small and medium company stocks, and then here's the 20% side that is in bonds. So you got the US aggregate bonds and short-term USD bonds. Now, one cool thing that came out about this platform, I think a couple of years ago, is you can now diversify your portfolio even further by adding a little bit of Bitcoin into your portfolio. Now, I only recommend doing this if you do your research first, and I wouldn't do more than about 5% of your total amount of money that you have in this platform, because crypto is still kind of a risky investment and there isn't a whole lot of longevity to it quite yet. It has been around for quite a while, but the S&P 500 index has been around for almost 100 years. That is basically how you use the investment side of this app. Now, if I go back out here, you can go down to the Later section, and what the Later section basically is your retirement or tax protected account. So in my case, I have a Roth IRA, and there's a couple of other options that it'll give you. You basically do this short questionnaire where you tell it how old you are, or when you plan on retiring, how high you want your income to be, and what your risk tolerance is, and then you can set an amount here to start saving towards retirement. So what a Roth IRA is, just a quick 30-second explanation of it, it's essentially the same as a 401k, except for you're putting your money into the account after it's been taxed. That way when you pull it out in retirement, you've already paid taxes on it in the past, and so you don't have to pay taxes on the money when you take it out in the future or any of the gains you make, as long as you wait until the age of 59 and a half. Now with this account, you can also invest $7,000 a year into it, whereas a 401k has a much higher annual limit. And the benefit of this is you pay the taxes now when your income is low, whereas if you do a 401k, then you'll pay the taxes later in retirement when maybe your taxes are a bit higher, or maybe the tax laws change, because we really don't know what direction this world is going in the next 20 to 40 years. Now back to the Later account here, it's basically the same thing as the investing account, except for you can't do the roundup option on it, but you can still do the recurring investment. You can do $5 a day, 20 bucks a week. You could do whatever you want. I have mine set to $5 a day, and if you can set it to about $17 or $19 a day, I think it is, that is how you can max out your Roth IRA throughout the year, because if you divide 7,000 by 365, you get a number that's kind of in that range. And honestly, $16 to $19 a day sounds a lot less than, you know, 600 bucks a month or $7,000 a year. So it makes it a little bit easier to digest the concept of saving money over time. Of course, you can set a beneficiary, so if you become unalived, then you can set who would end up getting the money that is in this account. It has the same type of options here as far as looking at your portfolio. I have mine set to aggressive on the Roth IRA option, and so as you can see, it's in 100% stocks. So we got 55% large company, 30% international, and then the rest in small and medium. It shows the indexes here below and some return information and the year-to-date earnings that you've made in this account. Scrolling down a little bit further, it'll show you that maximum amount, like I said earlier, the $7,000 limit, along with how much you have left to contribute to max it out for the year, and it'll show you your total amount that you invested last year. So now that I have those two main accounts out of the way, I want to go up here and show you this view potential thing really quick. So this is a more drawn out version of what I was talking about earlier, where you can view how much money you'll have in retirement. So right here, if I just hypothetically switch it to the Later account and I change this to, you know, 20 bucks a day, we'll just use a nice round even number here, and I put this all the way out to the age of retirement, which would be around the age 60. It shows that I will have invested $241,000 of my own money into this account, but it'll have a return of almost $500,000 in that same amount of time. And if you were to start investing earlier, I'm age 27 right now, but if I started doing this when I was age 18, those extra 9 years would have made this well over $1 million. And so now if I pretend like I'm 18 right now and add those 9 years back on, we'll go up to age 70 just to keep it a nice round even number again. As you can see, the hypothetical projection is $1.4 million. So honestly, the way you can think about this is if you can just max out your Roth IRA every year until retirement, you very well could be a millionaire. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my personal opinions on this, but there has never been a loss in a 20-year period with the S&P 500 index. And so for the most part, I think that it is safe, as long as you can ride out the waves, of course. Now, the third biggest feature with this platform is the checking account. And all these things so far, by the way, are things you get with the bronze tier. So only $3 a month and you get access to all this stuff. So you'll basically get a debit card in the mail, and it functions exactly like a normal checking account with a credit union or a normal bank. But this one has a couple of benefits here. So it's FDIC insured. You can scan checks with your phone to cash them. It has an ATM locator, and it'll actually reimburse you all of your ATM fees pretty much forever. This is also another way where you can set your your roundup features with the debit card. And the difference between connecting normal banks to this versus connecting your own Acorns card to this is with the banks, every time you make a purchase, it'll take like 2 or 3 days for those roundups to process and be deposited into your investment accounts. But with the checking account through Acorns, it'll actually invest instantaneously because it's an all-in-one inclusive platform. And furthermore, you can also set recurring transfers from your normal bank into this Acorns bank, which is kind of nice to do. And the last benefit of this checking account here is you can actually get paid early if you set up direct deposit. So you'll typically get your paycheck about a day or two earlier than you normally would with other banks, which is very nice. So there's 2 more main features that I want to talk about here, but I'm going to keep it kind of quick because we've already gone through the bread and butter here. So we got the learning area of this platform. This is where you can just learn basics about investing, how to retire, how to save money, how to earn money, how to, set up a will and save money for your children and stuff like that. And then if you go to the earn section, you can set this up as a Chrome extension on your desktop computer. It's kind of the same as using that Honey extension if you've ever used that before, where anytime you purchase something online, it'll give you like coupon codes and discounts, and it'll invest a portion of that purchase into your portfolios for you. And this can really add up over time. For example, right here, as you can see, I've gotten a lot of, 50-cent increments from just getting gas at the gas station. And then if I scroll down pretty far here, there was one time where I spent quite a bit of money on some concert tickets here, and I got a whopping $12 back. And I actually stacked this with a different cashback feature on a different credit card. And so I ended up getting almost like 20% off my tickets for this. Oh, I totally forgot to mention, also with the bronze tier, you can auto invest a portion of each paycheck. So when you do actually set that direct deposit up, you can choose a certain percentage of each paycheck that'll automatically go into your invest or your later accounts. Now we're gonna move up to the silver tier here. This is $6 a month. One of the first things that you unlock here is saving with an emergency fund. So this will add an additional feature to the banking side of the app with the checking account. And essentially what this will do is create a secondary savings account for you, and you can set up recurring investments to start building up an emergency fund for yourself. On top of that, going back up here, you can see that middle option under investing. It says Acorns Later retirement account and a 1% IRA match on new contributions. So this is a huge thing that they just came out with about a year ago. So essentially how this works is, say you put like $100 a month into your Roth IRA. So they will give you another $1 on top of that completely on the house. This is huge because typically finding a match on a Roth IRA contribution is almost impossible, and even through your employer, they most of the time don't even offer Roth IRAs in the first place. So this 1%, it sounds like not that much, but it will add up over time. Now also with the silver tier, you get an upgraded earns feature. So all those rewards with the Chrome extension and stuff, you'll get about 25 to 30% extra on top of what you'd already be getting, which is kind of a nice boost, especially if you're doing a lot of online shopping and you use a lot of coupon codes all the time. And the last key feature here is you have a live Q&A with financial experts option. You get regular market reports to stay in the know, and you also get a more comprehensive onboarding guidance when you first make your account here. So those are all the bonus features with the silver tier. Now let's move up to the most expensive option, which is the gold tier for $12 a month. This gold option will have all the exact same features you'll find in the first 2 tiers. However, on top of this, they'll also give you a 3% IRA match, which is really incredible of a match, to be honest. On top of that, you can customize your portfolios or add an additional custom portfolio to the mix, which I'll actually go in and show you guys that right now. So you might have noticed this earlier in the video, but you can see the custom option right there. Now it'll force me to upgrade before I can actually mess with it at all. And so I might make a future video showing you how to do this. So comment down below if you want to see a video about that. But just glancing over the features here, basically you can choose individual stocks to invest in and create your own portfolio. So if you're more experienced and you want to be more like nitpicky about how your money is being invested, then this would be an excellent option for you. And they did not actually have this feature for the first 3 years that I used this platform, and I totally wish they did. So aside from the custom portfolios option, the other big feature I want to talk about is family accounts. So if you want to add your significant other to this, or invest with them, or start accounts for your children, you can also do that through here. And there is a safe way where you can actually kind of teach your kids about money and good investing habits and get like a child-friendly debit card that you can set them up with. I don't know a whole lot about this feature because I don't have children myself, but for someone who wants an all-inclusive family-friendly option, this sounds sounds like a great option. Now under the family section as well, it says you get a complimentary will valued at about $259. So of course you've heard the saying before, the last will and testament. You can get that set up on this Acorns platform as well. And on top of that, you also get a $10,000 life insurance policy for eligible customers. Scrolling down to the earnings section here, you get up to 50% more earnings with your Chrome extension, and they will also upgrade you to a heavier and thicker metal debit card made out of tungsten. Now, I was one of the first people to create an account with this platform when they were just beginning out, so I actually got one of the first cards that they had rolled out, but now you have to pay the $12 a month option to get the heavy duty card, and let me go show you guys that right now actually. Here we go. So mine's a little scuffed up because it's obviously very old, but it is very thick, it is very durable, it's practically indestructible, and it's a very bright green color, and you can see the little branches of the oak tree on it like that. Now, I think this app is one of the best apps out there to get started with investing and saving money, and there's actually a referral program, so if you can get your friends to sign up to this, you both will get $5 invested on Acorns' behalf, and if you guys want to use my referral link, it'll be the first link down in the description below for you. Now, moving on to what I promised earlier, I want to talk about the 3 main reasons why this is my favorite app and why I still have been using it over all these years. The first reason is passive investing. I love the fact that this app is basically a set it and forget it method. So you can set up the daily investing amounts, you can do weekly amounts, you can do the paycheck and divvy it up however you want. I think it's really convenient for people to do this because it's a little bit harder to like manually go set money aside, especially in larger amounts. But if you do it on a daily or weekly basis like this and have it happen automatically, especially the way that I do it, like $5 a day, you honestly barely even notice it coming out of your checking account in the first place. And after a couple months, you'll have, you know, $1,000 sitting in this account that you didn't even realize was getting siphoned out. So I think that's really cool, and it definitely decreases the barrier of entry to getting started with investing and saving. So it makes it a lot easier for the average person. The second reason that I've talked about probably 10 different times in this video so far is you can invest daily. There is almost no other platform out there without actually buying stocks on Robinhood or something that'll let you just passively invest money on a daily basis like this. And I think that this is one of the best ways to capture every little movement in the market, and you're catching the move of every single part of the market. And so you're kind of getting the overall just average line here. Because if you're investing weekly, say that, you know, one of the days that you didn't invest throughout that week, there was a really good gains day in the market and you missed out on that because you invested your money on a different day of the week. Whereas if you invest every day, you're getting kind of a more accurate average over time. And I think that that is very important for a long-term investor. The third big reason here is this is basically an all-in-one app. It has an investment account, you can create your own portfolios, it has a debit card, it has a retirement account, you got life insurance, you got the family setup, you got the kids stuff, you got the learning section, so if you want to learn more, it's all within the app, and you basically have to look no further until you become more than just a beginner. I absolutely stand by this app as the best way to get started, so even if you're broke, living paycheck to paycheck, maybe you're even in debt, I still think that this app is the best first starting point for you, and so far after using this app for over 5 years, I still have that same opinion. So like I said earlier, comment down below if you want to see me make a video on how to create your own portfolios, and I will totally guinea pig it for you and sign up for the $12 a month option just so I can show you guys that. Now, if you want to see a more in-depth video as to why I think you should invest daily, you can click the video right up here or down in the description below. I think it'll be really interesting for those of you who watched this far. And with that being said, remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.